Ki khubor ka Batesi TV.
Ka umdi basnyam bat penjaslian. Rupa Premium Meghalaya.
Together we achieve, together we can fly, reaching for the sky.
ICFA University, Meghalaya.
Namar bagajing hap slap hau banai Jylliew ke Duna bha banya ke bajulong hakisnam baladem. Ke Meecl Energy Corporation Limited kelapun kelai ke jingya linti ban penmi ya ke boarding da ke Shaniah khambun hak thermal power bat ke solar power. Laong Commissioner Secretary ku bakmi ke tanat boarding Sanjay Goyal. Hak jing kran begelap petai ke bor Goyal lopin tikna bagajing sam boarding hak jala kampat kata satya ba ulapun power ke jing kerman ba uslapun khamjor hau ni ubnai naitung ban nailar. Wala ka jing pinmi boarding na ko lani ka hydropower kala Duna bha kumba ka long menta.
See, of course, the rainfall this year has been less than what has been expected, and that has been confirmed by the IMD also, that this year we have got less than the average rainfall, and the deficit is the figures they are working out. But also our experience has been that the amount of rainfall which we usually used to get, if you talk about the previous month, say for the month of June, which is generally a month of good rainfall for us, so that there has been a definite deficit, and because of that the Meecl has reworked out its entire strategy for generation of power, and we have activated our requirements from our long-term agreements under the thermal procurement which we have, as well as the power which we are procuring from the solar generators, so that we have slightly ramped up in view of the deficit rainfall. But overall our situation remains quite comfortable, in the sense that we have already tied up for the month of July and August by managing our energy production which is happening, and then by managing the energy procurement from outside the state from various agencies. So I don't see any shortfall in that sense as far as the power availability is concerned. Maybe we have to tweak it, the composition of our power, which is like hydro and thermal and wind and solar, that we have slightly changed in view of the lesser rainfall this year so far. I would say not, because in the Umiam basin, unfortunately, the rainfall has been less. So we had worked out normally we do that in case of, because it's a reservoir for us, we can plan the production accordingly, and what we planned for the month of June, keeping in mind a certain amount of rainfall, that did not work out. So we have reworked out our plan. So normally at this point of time, the stage 1 normally generates full capacity, which is 36 megawatt, and it has a cascading effect. So that we are not doing it because of the replenishment of water which we expected in the month of June by the inflow. That has not happened. So we have slightly stepped down our production from Umiam stage 1, and accordingly all the stages up to stage 4 and Neum through down the stream. See, hydropower, we generally, it depends. Say, like for example, even in when you talk about the availability of power, it's not about availability of hydropower or thermal power or wind power. It is the overall power availability. Overall power availability on an average hours is, it hovers between 180 to 200 megawatt. And if we generate full from all the stations, it goes way beyond 200 megawatt, but that is not required. That's how I mentioned that we plan our production based on the rainfall availability, especially in the run of the river, which is Leshka, and to a certain extent Ganol. So we utilize those power stations first in terms of production, keeping Umiam as the reserve and fill up the reservoir. And yeah, I mean, the previous month's data as far as the Leshka is concerned, it's more or less comfortable, though not to that extent which we normally used to get, but it's not that bad also, and we are getting roughly around 70 to 80% of the production.
There is no additional power swapping or power purchase in this season.
We are trying to minimize it. It might have a slightly implication in terms of slightly more cost in the procurement, but that I'll not be in a position to say because it's a daily exercise, and we'll be in a position to work out maybe in by end of the month or maybe in a quarter to see that what has been the impact on this. But that's said and done. This is our commitment that in spite of maybe slightly on a higher cost on procurement, we will not go for any kind of regulation of power or any kind of load shedding, and our commitment for 24 hours of power to the state remains. So that remains a long-term goal for all of us to go green and try to utilize the solar power. Unfortunately, the demand under the individual rooftop solar scheme has not picked up the way which we would have wanted, and the reason could be many. One of the reasons could be the kind of generation which is available in Meghalaya, having longer monsoon period and longer rainy season. Of course, we cannot compare the production in the mainland or western states like maybe Rajasthan or Gujarat, wherein the availability of the solar hours is way high and more reliable than us. But it is slowly picking up here, and I expect that in the days to come, we are working out some strategy how to slightly make it more attractive for the common man to apply for this scheme. And let's see if some more incentive can be given. I believe it might work out better. We are exploring the possibilities. We have got some expression of interest from a few players. So I would not say that it is a closed chapter yet. But as far as our procurement is concerned, because of the availability of power from NTPC Bogaigaon, we are okay as far as the thermal availability is concerned. But yes, as far as the in-house thermal power plant, things are in pipeline, and I expect that at least one project should be closed in the days to come.
Mornings are always busy. Everything feels fast. I hear mom shouting and I'm trying not to be late. Outside, Shillong is already awake. Cars move slowly, horns are loud. It feels like everyone is in a hurry. Then the STEMS bus comes in, bright and yellow, always on time. The caretaker waves and I feel okay. Inside, we laugh and sing. We share snacks, we help each other with homework. It feels nice. My parents know I'm safe through the STEMS app on mom's phone. Because this bus isn't just a ride. It takes us to school with friends and a little bit of hope. This is STEMS, our ride